Namaste, Your Royal Majesties, and welcome to Soul Horoscope SuperScope Weekly Report. My name is Christopher Witecki. I call myself the Sensei to Sirius Joy. That's what I intend to do, is step into my Sirius Joy. And I know you're on board with that idea because as a Leo or a Leo rising, you love to love, just like myself. I have a Leo rising, so we're talking to ourselves right here. Incidentally, this is for the Leos and the Leo risings. This is called a SuperScope because it actually applies to many people. Leos, Leo risings, and if you have Venus in Leo, there's a love section here at the end of the horoscope for you. So stay tuned for that. Now, where are the Leos? We're going through a transitional shift. I argue we will go through a vortex this week, a fabulous vortex. This vortex is going to give you a vision of where you're going, I believe. And I'll show you why later. But as we start this week, you're wrapping up the Sun in Aries, which was a quantum shift in personal belief. It was a questioning of, is your heart and your beliefs aligned? Are you living by what your heart believes? Or are you living by what you've been taught, or living by a direction you were aiming for to prove something because of Aries, or to be strong, but not to be what your heart wanted you to be? That was the question. So now you step into, at the beginning of this week, a test, something that will test that belief. And this is likely a new heartfelt life purpose, a new heartfelt direction, a new re-inspiration of you, where you're going. And that's how we begin this week, is your heart being really focused on that. Then the Sun moves into Taurus, where you're going to look at your career. You're going to look at the decisions you've made so far this year and in your life, and ask yourself, is my life out of control? Which means, is my life running down a path my heart doesn't agree with, or out of my life purpose? So this will be a discovery of where you have maybe some deficit, or where you're heading the wrong way, or where you are heading the right way in what you want to support. And the universe will give you a solar eclipse at step 8 later next week to kind of seal this deal and really put you on your way. Incidentally, the universe has invested in your career nearly 3 times here in the last 3 years. Last year, on May 10th, you had a solar eclipse in the house of career at 19, the holy number of Taurus. And then, prior to that, Jupiter went through this space in Taurus for a full year that expanded what you wanted to make. So this solar eclipse that happens next week on April 29th, at step 8, is the last solar eclipse the universe will give Leos and Leo risings in the house of career until 2022, FYI. So it's a very powerful quantum moment, and it goes along. So let's review where we are with the planets. We have a Grand Cross going up there, and this is where there will be a quantum shift this week. I predict that in each of these 4 corners, you will suddenly be free. All right, and I think it's a quantum shift, and I believe I can map out the fuse. Now, if you don't know this, these 2 oppositions, which really make you wrestle with 4 points of yourself and get to the heart or the center of who you really are in each of the 4 areas. So you take 1 step toward the center in each of these areas. Well, Uranus on the left-hand screen left is pushing for Leos to get to a whole new belief structure, like time to believe in something new, period. And by the time Uranus is done with you, you will completely be on a path different than when it entered, all right? That's what those videos that I have in the Megascopes talk about, that arc. Then Mars retrograde is going to go on up until Gemini, so it's going to go on for a while, still up through May 21st, but it's having you rethink the way you think. So you're reprogramming your thoughts in the background and trying to be more fair with yourself. The north-south opposition here with Pluto at the north and Jupiter at the south, this is the most tender spot. On the north end, this is Pluto retrograde in Capricorn now, so asking you to reconsider and fill in where your lifestyle changes need to be in order to serve everything you're doing. So it's backing up and changing lifestyle once again in order to, for 6 months, in order to fulfill whatever your requests are. On the opposite end, Jupiter at the south node there, or Jupiter at the south pole, this is the part that's definitely moving forward regardless. Inner faith, spiritual development. So you have to grow, says Jupiter, and expand your faith. So Jupiter is pulling these 3 planets along, really, and part of the powerful dynamic here. And for those I watch over in GA, I always say respond differently inside yourself to keep growing and emotionally maturing there. Now, last week we had a lunar eclipse, which might have been like a vacuum cleaner sucking out old attitudes, old thoughts, old missions. If you're a messenger like myself, the old mission went down, old brands, and it was all about leaving space for the new, and that's the Sun in Aries, which is a new attitude, a new way of thinking that supports the new life purpose and new heartfelt direction of Sun in Aries. So that includes also the new egos that come forward once Mars goes direct. So this lunar eclipse hopefully got you out of a certain thinking, got you out of a certain direction, and leaves you free for this week. Now this week we start off with a test of all of that Sun Aries. So you'll be tested on your life purpose, which usually means you're tempted into the other direction. The moon is in Sagittarius over this entry weekend, and so your emotions are with your inner child, and you're excited, and everything is looking good. And it's in this transition that you really have to stay true to your heart. But lucky you, the moon puts it in Sag, so the universe is literally helping Leo stay in their heart in this transition. Then on Monday, we go into 0 degree. We're moving into Taurus. Your focus is shifting now to life purpose and career. But lifestyle is heavy and burdensome Monday, Tuesday, and Tuesday night. And it's in this heavy, burdensome lifestyle that the sun goes step 2 into I Feel It. And it's from step 2, from Tuesday to Wednesday, that I believe a bit of a vortex opens up. And here's what I mean. Whoops, I always do that. If we go into outer space, the 4 planets will all reach exactly 13 degrees for a matter of hours. Now, 13 is a magical number, by the way, and I can't go into it now, but Uranus and Jupiter are direct. Pluto and Mars are retrograde. They're actually pushing all towards this magical vortex 13-degree Leo, all right? Now, that, of course, affects you the most. This is your ego. Then the moon moves into Aquarius, your mirage sign, and on Tuesday night, it will oppose this vortex place. At the same time, we have a soul pyramid in water sealing the deal subconsciously. And I believe with the sun in Taurus, you'll be thinking about career, but you'll really be setting up for the solar eclipse and intention to change all directions in career and otherwise that suit whatever this magic 13-degree Leo point is. And I believe this magic 13 Leo point is a vision of the new Leo 2.0, 3.0, whatever version you're running, honey, that will start and begin right before your birthday period this year with Jupiter moving into Leo. So you're going to have a lucky year, and I believe this vortex moment happens sometime between Monday and Wednesday, likely when you're feeling like shift. All right, so I'm just putting it out there to listen. And those who are watched over in GA, I will be texting you and tell you to take notes, etc. Then we get to Love Fest Day on Friday, and then it's Love Fest Day. And by this point, there will probably be some sort of career surprise or breakdown. So the universe is going to pull the rug out from whatever is in the old career paradigm, whatever doesn't reach or meet the new vision quest, whatever doesn't meet the new vortex vision of Leo 13 degrees. All that stuff, I believe that you will see that suck under or go away. So you might have thought that something was going to continue in your career and it's gone already. If things start to fall apart that fast, it's only because you have some big construction to do. But on Love Fest Day, I think you're going to be feeling much safer and have a trust in yourself you haven't felt in a long time. Because Venus on Love Fest Day crosses at step 20 in Pisces, which will hit you right in the chest of trust. So I think you're going to feel courageous enough for anything you have vision quest and seen. And so this week really is a test of strength in the beginning to stay true and strong to your life purpose, to your new beliefs, the ones that are based honestly on your heart. Then you discover where your career is poor and where it's not serving this whole thing. And hopefully a vortex vision quest of the future of Leo gives you enough of an anthem or something to see where you're going and get you through it. All right, so now here's the slide I accidentally touched, the 1VQs. If you have Venus in Leo, I'm happy to report that this Love Fest Day is going to be a great one because you will maybe be entering into more of an intimate situation. So for those who are involved in love lives, I think you're going to see your intimacy bounce, bow, wow, wow, start to move forward. I love that little song. It makes me think of my commercial. And for those who are single, it's also bow chicka bow anyways. No matter if you're single, if you're in an intimate relationship, if you're wanting intimacy, it all goes up a notch to a passionate level. And if you're in a existing like long-term marriage, I would say this is a point where you definitely want to be hopping in the sheets with your honey. Now that we're at step 20, Venus and above, because as Venus goes to the heavens here, it's going to pull through, you're going to transform with your partnerships. Either way, every 1VQ is going to transform in a butterfly, in a caterpillar to butterfly way. And if you're looking for love, you're making the final transformations on yourself if you're single, and you're making the appropriate transformations for yourself to get to where you want to go everywhere. So love or not, it's important for the 1VQs to move forward. And for Leo risings and Leo moons, I'm talking to myself here, and Leo suns, it's important to go ahead and trust on a higher passionate level, no matter what life is pulling you through. Just trust yourself and see where the passion goes. All right, that's what I have for that. Now, if you want some little foreshadowing and explanation of where the solar eclipse will hit you on April 29th, hard to keep all these dates in my head, watch your megascope. I go into a lot of depth there. Watch your megascope, especially watch your megascope for that test of Uranus and Aries. If you don't have a megascope, get a megascope. It will help you, and it also guides you deeply each day on all these topics. I also have another service that I'm very proud of called GA Venus. It's in beta, and I am now sending videos to my subscribers. These videos coach you in the day, coach you in the moment. It's spooky. It will come at the most opportune moment that you need to listen. That's what I've been finessing here with my abilities as an astrologer. Come on down. The first week is free at gavenus.com. And lastly, if you are watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. It tells us that we're growing or if we're shrinking. And if you're on Facebook, come be our friend and like us. You can get there directly by typing in soulgarden.me. And if you come to soulmart.me, you can join our mailing list where I will email you every day the zodiac weather and your horoscopes once a week. All right, that's so much to digest. Your Royal Majesty, you got a very, very cool summer coming up. Pay very close attention to that portal time when things are feeling hyper aware, because I think a magical doorway is going to open up that gives you a vision of where you're going to be at the end. And by the way, if you want to know when Jupiter hits Leo at 13 degrees, it'll be in September. So a lot to come. All right, that's all I have for this 7 days. I will see you in 7 more. Until then, I love you and live, love, be.